Hello and welcome to week 5 of the Dented Shield Season 2. This is Blood Bowl League we're playing. Straight into our main game again. So the Fist of Sabnok against the Lamian Pallbearers. This is the top two teams in the league facing each other. Neither team have lost a game yet. The Lamian Pallbearers have won all 4 so far. So are definitely the team to beat. Fist of Sabnok are my team as well, of course, the Chaos team. So back on these. We played this game last night at the time of recording, and I've not had a chance to properly come back and reflect on it yet. So this will be quite a nice opportunity to do that as I've run over it. I know there were definitely mistakes made by me in this one, but it was what turned out to be a good game for the neutrals, as they might say in the world of sports. So I deliberately wanted this wide setup, which I neglected to use week before last. When did I play the Rivendell All Stars? 2 weeks ago. I've set up how I'd like to. I think have just advances up, and when the kick happens, we'll look at both teams, and I'll have good comments about the attacking setup already. So bribes available to get the ref at the first kickoff, so let's look at the teams quickly, and then I'll comment on setups. So got kick Pestigor, Beastman back in here, wrestle Beastman on each wing, wrestle diving tackle guy here, so he's my sweeper. He's probably going to drop deep or at least mark a scoring threat as soon as one becomes available. Block dodge Beastman over here, block Beastman here. Unlevelled warrior, still no star player points for this guy after about 87 games now. 2 block warriors, one back off the line, one on the line, block guard warrior on the line, and this is my agility 2 punching bag beastman who goes on the line. So I do a bit of a combination of expendable players and players who are hard to knock over and deal with, and having a bit of guard on the line helps limit 2 dice blocks a bit, although probably still going to get 2 dice blocks on all of those. Lost our advance pop up on the icons, so I'll have to click on all the vampire team one at a time. So from right to left we've got unlevelled thrall. There are 3 brand new thralls in this team. This might be one of them. They had 2 die in their last match. So we've got unlevelled thrall here. This is block dodge and tackle vampire, one of the best players in the league. Unlevelled thrall, block and mighty blow vampire. This guy about to make the first action is a block and tackle thrall. So you got block dodge and guard vampire, guard thrall. There's a guard thrall out missing this match as well. So down to 15 players. It's a big squad. This is a jump up vampire, unlevelled thrall, but on 4 points, so not his first game. We've got block, nerves of steel, and strong arm on this vampire, and unlevelled thrall. And then there's a vampire on the bench, so deliberately choosing not to play all 6 vampires. Playing 6 vampires is basically asking to fail a bloodlust every turn. Sometimes you'll get more than that, sometimes you'll get none. But so unlevelled vampire on the bench, so just 5 on the pitch. And I think 3 unlevelled thralls, all of whom have injuries. This one doesn't have injuries. 2 on value 6 thralls. So Lamian Pallbearers are attacking. I mentioned a few weeks ago that when I played this team, if they set up like this with my kick player, when I'm kicking off, the ball's going to go as deep as I can get it. So that is now out of reach of any of the vampire players. We can't see the tackle zones come up, or the movement ranges. I think we might if we click on someone here. There we go. So it's out of reach of all of them. Best they can do is a tackle zone on the ball with 2 go for it. They need players deep to secure the ball. So I had in mind trying to make them pay for that by getting players as deep as I could, as quick as I could. But they already, I think that's been 2 dice blocks at all 3 of the line of scrimmage players. 2 of them down, 1 of them just pushed back. It's 2 warriors who are down though. So they've got players now who didn't do anything there. But I've had to come back, so it's just a real waste of actions. So that was the blitz used there just to get a pushback on that warrior. And yeah, I'd fancy so that's one fell bloodlust. I think before that vampire was there, I was quite fancying my chances of just knocking this guy aside. Although actually, now that Thrall's not in the picture and is actually out for the whole game now, one of the unlevelled ones, I've been left a block on this vampire. I need 2 assists to get 2 dice, but I've got players who can do that. I've got my kick guy, this agility 2-1, who mostly just put assists down, so I can go put assists on this vampire. And I've got my 2 wrestle players, both of whom will level if they score. I want them both going forward to be the ones pressuring the ball. So yeah, not left much on in the way of blocks, so I've just got the one I was left here, and then that blitz, that warrior jumping back in there to fill that gap, make it difficult for vampires to dodge through, or harder than normal anyway. It's 2 tackle zones, those gaps, and drop another player deep. So I know this vampire coach plays really aggressively, but I'm defending quite aggressively here, getting two wrestle beastmen straight in. So he's marked up straight away by a Thrall. Needed that blood loss to be successful. And that is a fumbled pass already after that reroll for a quick turn and a quick turnover. So I should at best get a tackle zone on the ball here. I have other players over here available because this guy didn't stand up before that pass. I've got a free warrior here as well, but I can get a blitz on that vampire, and down he goes. So down vampire and 2 tackle zones on the ball. It's a very promising start for kicking for a defensive team. So just mark it up there and there, trying to just limit the amount of players who can come and support here, and making it difficult to get away, forcing dodges if they want to move any of these players away. Stun on that vampire is very handy, and just still keeping those two players deep to watch for any quick turnarounds. Vampire coming back to grab the ball and chuck it forwards. Yeah, another dodge there to get a 3rd tackle zone on the ball, or a dodge rather, and goes for the pickup, which was successful. There's a couple of 3+ rolls coming off there, which was nice. But yeah, possession of the ball deep in the opposition half when they're supposed to be attacking. It's a good position to be in. So they used a re-roll the bloodlust to make it successful, but they failed that 2+ jump up roll to throw a block from prone. So a lot of 1s coming out early for the vampire coach here. Only managed to push on the ball carry though, but that's a lot of players starting to surround my guy. And another one in there, so yeah, decided to blitz with this guy. That sort of gives it away a bit, but I was looking for a while about what options I had here, and I knew I'd probably need a beastman to be blitzing to get use out of horns, because I've got 2 stroke 4 players here. There are 4 players marking my ball carrier. I've got 3 players here who could potentially block at them. One of them is the ball carrier, so I'm probably not moving the ball this turn, is what this means. I do have 2 players available here to move with a gap they can get through, but I wanted to, I think needing to start off by getting 2 dice on this vampire, the sort of thrower one they're building with this guy here. So that's the opening gambit here to try and get my ball carrier clear. Oh no, he's gone for the thrall instead. Yeah, which is still a tackle zone off the ball carrier and a stun player. Yeah, forced into a reroll there, that kick player. So hanging back in there. Bring in these two warriors forward who had that gap to get through, which I think we'll be able to see here. Not at the moment. But there's a gap in the tackle zones there anyway, which have gone through. Another player down, but I've left here. Yeah, just one vampire on my guy with the ball. I think I just leave it there, do I? Right, so jump up vampire's got a lot of range, so I put my diving tackle beastman next to him. And then that go for it's given me hopefully 2 more 2 dice blocks. Following up there. Yeah, that's going to be that second one too, but that's just a pushback. But makes it harder for this vampire to come get involved. Oh yeah, and then this side. Yeah, tried the handoff here because I thought this kick player here just in a safer position. There's still a decent chance of getting 2 dice on my ball carrier from this vampire, but it means I ended up dropping the ball over here because no one caught it. I think I was looking at 5+ catches. Apart from that initial 3+ one, just thought it'd be just that bit safer there. But it's given the vampires the opportunity to come secure the ball again. So reroll there for Bloodlust, just a pushback on the block. Another failed Bloodlust there, but it's taking it to try and get a bite on a thrall. And yeah, Warriors pushback there. Had to remind the vampire coach he needed to bite someone, so he threw a go for it to get back next to that thrall. That's another injury, so 2 thralls now out for the game. Have both been from inflicted by vampires. Going for some blood sucks. Okay, so we've got throw a vampire here available to come, scoop the ball up, chuck it to this guy. Have an interference opportunity, a interception rather, and for the second time this season have a Chaos Warrior grab an interception. I was as surprised as anyone, but yeah, so now we have this is incidentally the guy who's played all those games with no star player points finally grabs a couple. So down here has to be dealt with because he's a scoring threat. Probably could have kept him a bit deeper, to be fair, but there he is anyway, right down by the end zone, looking to receive the ball next turn as an option. But I can score this turn. This guy's in scoring range without a go for it. It's going to mean throwing a pass with this Chaos Warrior though. But I should be able to get it, so it's 2 3+ rolls. So I'm looking probably as the kicking team here, having sort of turned the ball over twice now. I'm looking. I don't mind a quick score. I don't think there's really any need for me to hog the ball, try and hog the ball for the half and then score in turn 8. I know I'm receiving next half, and so a quick touchdown here is not a problem, I don't think. So pass coming off, so interception and a pass. Suddenly this Chaos Warrior is up to 3 points, and that was one of my wrestle beastmen as well, who's levelled from that score, and 1-0 up as the kicking team quite early on. Very decent start. Don't think there are any knockouts for us to look out for. No, it's just those 2 injured thralls. Yeah, Lamian Pallbearers, another chance to attack now. So same setup for me. The vampires have dropped a couple of players a bit deeper this time. Try and make the ball safe earlier. Still gone for a back corner to make them go the long way round about retrieving the ball and getting it up the pitch. We got 2 dust blocks all along the line. No armour breaks as yet. That is a stun there on Sabnok, who's my block guard warrior. So he's out for a couple of turns, my only guard player. So there's a gap here I can try and get. This is the Wrestle Beastman who hasn't scored. So I'm looking to get him forward. If I'm going to be pressuring the ball, I want someone I'd like to score to be doing it. There's the thrower looking to get the ball forward quickly, I think. Yeah, that's another pass failure. Lets it go this turn, really low on rerolls now. And it's pretty safe there. I'm not going to get it this turn at least, but have a player who I'm building as a sacker coming forward to look at pressuring the ball. Diving tackle in on that vampire to limit his chances to get involved. But I think I'm also looking at this as my blitz on this vampire, pushing him there if I get the chance to push back. Just going 1-for-1 on these thralls. And yeah, that is the blitz there. So get the knockdown as well. But yeah, no stuns. So this vampire is pretty under wraps. Makes it difficult to get more vampire players down here involved. This one's still available and can move freely. The third thrall self-injured, and that's the block tackle one. I think chose to bite that one because he'd already acted. This one hadn't already acted. That was block tackle out of the game, and a unlevelled thrall there available. So that's the ball retrieved. Could be looking at this vampire. Gets that pass off, but fails the catch. And is secured with a reroll. Yep, so looking over here. So I think my response here. He's got gone forward to put assist down. That's 2 nice blocks all around there. Those two on those 2 beastmen I used to mark up. And yeah, they step forward to protect the ball carrier. This guy's forward to put some tackle zones down, limit my assists. So I'm looking at one of these prone players blitzing this thrall to get a tackle zone on the ball. I probably want to do the same with this guy if I can grab him an assist. To block this guy and follow up. And that's 2 tackles of the ball they have to deal with, or try and get through. Excuse me. I think I'm just getting some hiccups, which is convenient. So I think that's what I'm looking at. Trying to stop the ball carrying their tracks. I think. I'm not sure. If I'm going to be blitzing with one of these, I'm not going to be able to. I didn't do that anyway. Wonder if I'm looking at a possible blitz on the ball. I don't think I've got anyone at this point who can. I think I'd stood these up in the wrong order, and I was looking at that, but I think I'd needed to do the warrior first, and then the beastman to stand up and blitz because this guard player was making this 1 dice. Yeah, that was it. If I'd thought about it properly, stood up the warrior first, I'd have been able to blitz that guy. In the end, use my blitz over here. one dice blocks to finish. So that's a bad down for me, but he is a casualty. And that kick Beastman up to 10 points. So the blitz there, just getting a push. But this vampire needs to be getting forward. This is turn 7. Just to stun that time on the bite. Yeah, this is turn 7. The vampire coach actually had a bit of a miscalculation. Thought he had another turn. So didn't overly concern himself about getting this vampire forward into scoring position, and didn't realise till the end of the turn. I mean, I've definitely done that myself, like miscounted which turn we're on and stuff. So he's now in a position where he's not going to be able to score at the moment. I don't think there's anyone else left to move. That's one of my block beastmen, just out for the game. But I've still got 2 turns left, and I want this beastman to score. If I can free him up here, he can get in scoring position, and then if next turn I can turn the ball over, which, you know, I can have a go at, maybe he'll be available to receive a pass and hopefully run in a touchdown. It would mean 2 touchdowns from passes on this team, which is odd. I think I've done it once so far in all the games I've played, but so I'm looking at my blitz here and then follow up onto the ball carrier. I had to do it with the both down, so couldn't follow up in, but I have got 2 tackle zones on the ball carrier. One of them's a guard warrior, and there we go. That was that freeing up and getting that guy into scoring position. So he's 6 squares from the end zone, and I've sort of shut off the route there, but also preparing the possibility of taking this guy down, retrieving the ball, chucking it to this beastman who's waiting in the opposition half. Vampires need to protect the ball. And a bad skull there. Skull re-roll into a skull. It's never a nice thing. But means the ball is not safe. And I think this warrior stand up blitzing here is if I can get rid of this thrall, this guy will be able to assist, and then I'll have a 2 dice blitz with this warrior. So that thrall's down again, and there's the blitz. Need him down though, and there he goes. Don't want to follow up because I don't want the warrior to accidentally catch the ball. And then I've got, this is the agility 2 player, so this is the one I want picking the ball up, which he does. And now I think it's a 4+ pass, which comes off, and cool. So that guy up to 11 points, and another levelling beastman on the second touchdown. So that's 2-0. Having kicked and being 2-0 up is a fantastic position to be in, and some might say game over, really. But let's see what the second half holds. So just 1 injury for Fist of Sabnok, 4 injured thralls, 3 of them done by vampires, and just 1 by a beastman. And Fist of Sabnok are attacking in this half, so we'll switch ends. So defensive setup here. So I know with players here who are 1 step from the halfway line, I'm going to put people here in case a quick snap's rolled, so that's why these warriors are going out this way, and I should be able to get 2 dice on all of these with without using all warriors. This warrior is now 3 points on 3-star player points. Could be leveling with a touchdown, so he's back here to try and score. I've got extra arms and sure hands here as well, so one of these players I want collecting the ball. And I'm set up to get 2 dice on the line. Wasn't a quick snap, but if it was, I'd have stepped up my flank players and just taken 2 dice blocks on both of these vampires. Wouldn't have had to use my blitz there. I will have to use my blitz there for one of them at this point. Really shallow kick though, which means this warrior being back here is now wasted. And he has to just run forward and try and get involved in the game again. And I'll be looking eventually at this sure hands beastman coming to collect the ball. Yeah, just trying to close up the lion. There's still a bit of a gap here. I'm like looking at this again, I'm not very happy with. That's easily exploitable by vampires if they just block one of those players away. But I've gone to look there instead, I guess because I'm looking at having the ball over here. So ball retrieved and held pretty safely down there. But this is a gap at the time didn't realise, or didn't properly spot that the on the rewatch with hindsight, that's too big a gap to leave against vampires. Handy knockout. But yeah, one of these players can be blitzed away, leaving other vampire here to just run through and yeah, be a problem in my half. Used a blitz there instead though, and I'm not sure. I don't think this gap was exploited in this turn, but I'm not happy. Looking back, I'm not happy having left that. And there are plenty of mistakes from me in this drive. In this half really. I do seem to struggle more with attacking than defending. But I'm looking here, this is a space I'm now looking to exploit next turn. So the ball's probably going this way. Unhelpful double skulls to kick off that. There's a casualty. I think the apothecary steps in here, and yeah, guess that's all back on the bench. Puts this beastman on 14. So I've always got an eye on who's close to leveling and what I need to do with them. So I'll be looking to hit as many people as I can with this beastman for the rest of the game. And trying to create a bit of a pocket in here where I can try and get the ball into. Got this beastman available as the guy carrying the ball, as the sure hands one. But last season I was caught out trying to cage loosely against vampires. I think it's just too dangerous. That was just trying to dodge away from the touchline. He was pinned in there. I didn't want to leave him laying down, especially with bribes available. He probably would be getting fouled. But I didn't want to get him shoved off the pitch either. But yeah, that's what I was saying about loose caging. Last year the vampires caught me out with that. Knocking away that guy means they've got a blitz on the ball here. I think with this vampire, he's the one doing it. So there's a reroll available for that. Go for it, and makes it second time, and the ball carrier's down. Really think I need tighter cages against vampires. I think having one of my corners just available to be blocked left me way too vulnerable there. And now that's 3 vampire tackle zones on the ball. And if this turns into just a massive scrum for the ball where no one can pick it up, that will suit me. I'm 2 touchdowns up. But a bit of determination from the vampires means they can be trying to outnumber me here, get all my players away, and then grab that ball. So I want everyone on their feet and make sure I don't get caught out with that. Guard player into assist. So I'm not going for the ball this turn. There's too many vampire players to try and clear off of it. If I could have pushed him back on there, I would have done. So 1 tackle zone off for them and 1 in for me. Okay, so do chuck that throw onto the ball. See where it scatters to. Probably a worse position for me, really. Like pushing him away helps, but that's a bit closer to my end zone. And they're probably quite capable of clearing both of the tackle zones off the ball. And that bounces it right in here. Jump up vampire has now got speed enough to get away with the ball, really. I've got players who are going to have to dodge or maybe try and block them clear. But yeah, I've got to chase down this vampire with not a lot of resource to do it. So it was a diving tackle, forcing just a reroll. I think it came off second time. And that's another vampire down here interfering. So I've got 3 vampires to try and get through. And he's going to find it harder as well now. Oh, and that was a stupid mistake I did. Didn't realise he was going to be dodging. I just wanted to get diving tackle on this guy. Completely missed that thrall was marking him. So forced to use a reroll for no good reason, really. Especially when I could have just been doing that block first. Leaving myself a sort of viable scoring threat here. If I'm going to have to chuck the ball to someone, I'd rather it's an extra arms player. And what I can really do here is try and blitz my way through, and then come mark the vampire with the ball. Freeze this guy up, but I think in hindsight in here would have been better. There'd have been a tougher dodge out for the vampire. I just pushed back there. You can just dodge away as it is. So going for the touchdown this turn. Being 2 behind, they do have to score quickly and then pressure the ball again. But fails that second go for it. But it's so far away, and without getting a stun, I can't get anyone on the ball. I think the best I've got is this warrior needs to go for it just to get a tackle zone on it, which I really should have done. I really should have made sure I made that happen. But yeah, everyone else further away. Even the quicker beastmen are too far to get anything more than that. But scramble a couple back in case can't manage to score next turn. Now this definite error. Only getting a pushback here, which there was a decent chance was going to happen, meant this warrior is what was marked. So, and he was the one who could go put pressure on the ball. So stupid block to make. I should have just been moving that warrior first, probably. I wanted to leave it till late because I was throwing 2 go for it's to do it, and there are safer moves. Yeah, hypnotic gazing the diving tackle player is a good way to deal with his particular skill. But yeah, I was relying on either Bloodlust or the pickup failing, but I'm looking for ones there. And that's 2-1, so my attacking drive not going well there at all. But I'm attacking again, and there's what, 4 turns left, so a couple of knockouts back. And really at this point, all I've really got to do is keep the ball safe and stop them scoring. That's what I need to do. Hold out for a 2-1 win, I think is the safe option. But I want to score again. You know, I've got players I want to score touchdowns with, and I'd rather win 3-1 than 2-1. And I've got the ball, and I've got 3 turns. Why shouldn't I go for it, eh? Why not? We can get another touchdown in. So Vampires deployed really aggressively, and if they're looking to make me turn the ball over quickly and score, that's kind of what they need to do. But that makes it tough for me to get 2 nice blocks. And I think I've got a bit fixated on trying to get those. That looks like that's skewed off the pitch quite a long way. And I've got it deep down here. You know, definitely much safer setups I could have made here. This is a very thin line, trying to hold back the other team. That vampire should have been pushed there. I think there he's too close to this exposed flank of mine, although getting that guy in there does cover for that. I think that's something I must have spotted at the time. Yeah, I think one dice block was already too much of a risk that I'd taken there. I didn't want to take any more in there. It's a knocked out warrior and a bit of a gap there, and that guy going down, having to wrestle down, means he can now assist. I hope this thrall's run in there as well. Use the thrall for the block, which means this vampire has a blitz on the ball carrier. yeah, good use of a reroll to make sure it goes down. So suddenly, from thinking I can get a third touchdown, it's turned into a desperate defence at this point. I've got my most useful players over here. I really would have wanted the wrestle player to be blitzing this guy. That's good coverage. I've got him as an assist. I've got a block beastman here, so I can get 2 dice on the ball with the block player. Would have preferred wrestle, but he's 2 go for it's away. So get some players in first, get back on their feet. Get that guard warrior in to mark both of those vampires. Put a scoring threat in case I can get the ball. Make sure I've got someone who can score in the last turn if I get the opportunity. And then there is the big blitz. Can't get better than a pushback even after that reroll. But wrestle would have brought him down. So I've still great chance for the vampire to score here if they can move this guy away. This diving tackle one's the best one to do probably. Can probably get a decent dodge out of here. So blitzes with that thrall, and that's enough. So now I'm looking at either Bloodlust or one of 2 go for it's to fail. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. He's Bloodlust and 2 go for it's. And a dodge. But all 2+ rolls, 4 2+ rolls away from leveling the game. Rerolled to get the Bloodlust on. Made the dodge. Makes both go for it. So really poor attacking play from me. Totally inadequate shielding of my ball carrier. Makes me have thrown away a 2 touchdown lead. 2 up at half time, having not attacked yet. Yeah, scored both touchdowns when I'd kicked. 2 up at half time, cruising, coasting to victory, and thrown away with just 1 turn left each as well, I think. Yeah, turn 16, 2-2. So what I'm going to be doing is looking at players with 1-star apply points and level. The only one of those is my agility 2 beastman, and then what blocks I can make. And the only thing that could really ruin that would be if a blitz was rolled, because I have set up in a totally inappropriate way to defend against a blitz. Yeah, that's too big a gap. Again, like I identified earlier, that's too big a gap to leave against vampires. But what are the chances of a blitz rolling? Obviously was going to happen. And if I missed my next turn up, and if the vampires do enough here, if they get someone in scoring position, I think this vampire should have been going to stand under the ball. If there's a vampire in scoring position, I have to make sure they go down or at least heavily marked, because this could still get worse for me. So this vampire can reach, has jump up as well, so just knocking him over is not necessarily good enough. So mark him straight away, and I want to blitz him from here. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, one spot of complacency I had was thinking this vampire was just close enough to score and was the only player in reach of the end zone. He needed one go for it to score. So you need to bear that in mind, because I discounted this thrall as a scoring threat. Just keep that in mind. 2 double skulls means I couldn't properly finish my turn. But I thought it was 2-2. I thought it was finished 2-2. And because I hadn't realised this thrall was 8 from the end zone. And there's still a chance, but the vampire coach has spotted that this thrall can still reach, which I haven't. So dodge away there, comes in, scoops up the ball, makes a pass. I'm just writing a message to our Blood Bowl chat group saying, yes, 2-2. I threw away a 2 touchdown lead, and the vampire coach is making 2 go for it rolls and wins with a blitz plus 1 turn touchdown. So before I sent my message, I changed that 2 to a 3, and showed that I'd thrown away a 2 touchdown lead and lost 3-2 with the final act of the game. So completely my fault, switching off, not noticing that there was one more scoring threat than I thought I'd secured the draw. Should never have been a draw. I should have been playing much better that second half, focusing more on the dangers that the opposition were posing. But yeah, didn't. And then that last turn, thinking that vampire was the only one who could score without counting the squares myself, stupid move that cost me the game, cost me a draw. But means Lamian Pallbearers still with their 100% record, 5 wins from 5, are just running away with it at this point. Everyone else has lost at least one. Both MVPs levelled, which is nice. I had three beastmen level in this game. This what did he get? A casualty and a completion, which took him up to 11, and then MVP landed on him, which is nice. He's now taken big hands to add to kick, which is something I've been planning for a little while. So once he's kicked off, his job is to go retrieve the ball if I manage to lock it loose, and tackle zones will not be an impediment to that. The 2 wrestle guys took strip ball, one took tackle, and then they'll take the other skill if they manage to level again. So it was quite a healthy haul of star player points for both teams there. A couple of levels on vampire as well. That jump up vampire now has agility 5, which is massive, and a thrall, that MVP thrall took wrestle as a first advance. Dice. So I was definitely rolling far fewer dice than the vampires. Bloodlust is a big difference in that though. Bloodlust felt more impactful. I mean, that's slightly below what you'd expect, but there were a lot of foul bloodlust. It was noticeable through the game. But with 6 vampires on the team, that's kind of going to happen. Fewer 1s and 6s. So while it felt like a lot of 1s were coming up in the game, there were more 6s. Not too much to complain about there. There we are. Fist of Sabnok 2, Lamian Pallbearers 3. Big turnaround in the second half. A game of 2 halves to coin a cliche. Let's check in with the other games, and then we'll look forward to next week. The Ironbones hosted the Jawbreakers this week in a tight game. Pebble Robber stole into the Orc half to put early pressure on the offence. When Dorka got the ball forward and moved into the shadow of Hide Puke, but the troll was soon no longer in play, suffering death by a broken neck after trying to block an opposing zombie. Ironbone's linemen then swamped the thrower, knocking the ball loose. Galtrack reclaimed possession, but the Orcs were unable to score before half-time. The Jawbreakers kicked off the second half with a depleted bench having suffered some injuries. Homeside took a patient approach to their attack, probing for space on the left. They made space and the Ghoul Slimeflayer rallied their first career touchdown. The Jawbreakers made an attempt to level the game late on, manoeuvring Gavos into the opposition half, but they couldn't get the ball to him and finished one behind. 1-0 to the Ironbones. The Rivendell All-Stars looked to bounce back from last week's defeat at Hell's Gate, where the rotting Casspitz awaited them. The home side attacked first and made steady progress forward. They made a dominating start, including the death of Orifin at the hands of Pallbearers. Hob the Alienator was sacked just short of the end zone before the Elves very quickly moved the ball forward to the other end of the pitch. Catcher Glorfindel ran in the first touchdown of the game to put the All-Stars ahead. Rivendell were short on players for the next kick-off, but that didn't stop them from adding to their opener. Early defensive pressure from the Elves made it difficult for the Casspitz to secure possession, and El Rahir put the visitors 2 up before half-time. Rivendell attacked with speed at the beginning of the second half as El Rahir went looking for a second. He soon blitzed away his marker to make it 3-0 in the visitors' favour. And there was more to come. El Rahir brought down Hob the Decayed to break down another Nurgle attack and soon had the ball secure in the opposition half. Despite fumbling a pass, the Elves were still able to get the ball over the line for a fourth, Eladan running this one in. With time running short, there was still time to get in one more, with the home side caught flat-footed at the kickoff and El Rahir blitzing into the opponent's half. The blitzer took a late pass from Glorfindel to make it 5. Big win for the Rivendell All-Stars, who returned to winning ways. Neither the Green Drills nor Lizarpool had yet managed to win as they came face to face at Sigmar Court. The home side's first attack was quickly put to an end, with Ronnie Shirley flattening both Bogta and then Bugta to turn over the ball. Saurus then continued to show its prowess by killing Nick Irie. Johnny Reynolds was soon able to retrieve the ball and ran in the opening touchdown for the visitors. The Drills' next attack faltered almost immediately, with Big Juicy knocking Zatch over and the ball loose. The Green Drills retained possession, but Bobby Brantley once again freed it up by knocking down Fug. Salandit came close to adding a second, but was thwarted by a tackle from Swag. Lizarpool attacked to begin the second half, with the Green Drills beginning to seriously lack players. The Lizards made their numbers and their superior strength count by flattening the Drills as Cassie carried the ball forward. The Skink wasted no time in running in a second, and they set up for another kick looking for more. And it was more of the same, Conquer Yotl knocking down Rikes to free up the ball, which was soon retrieved by Salandit. Skink was brought down by Bogta, but it couldn't stop a third touchdown as Charmander scooped up the ball once again and ran it into the end zone. 3-0 to Lizarpool at the final whistle as the Lustrians finally chalk up their first win of the campaign. So as a roundup of this week's results, thanks to Lizarpool coach It's a Jackal for getting footage of their match against the Green Drills, so we could use that. Yeah, some big results there. Big win for the All-Stars again. Standings, Lamian Pallbearers again, 5 wins from 5, 100% record, and they remain at the top. Bit of shuffling about below that. Lizarpool climbing up to 5th, their first win. And next week's fixtures are another top of the table clash as the Lamian Pallbearers host the Rivendell All-Stars. That's the top 2 game. Not sure what we're going to feature next week for our main game, but we'll see you then with hopefully footage of all 4 games next week.